What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly in your kitchen drawer could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. A 1981 Jefferson nickel with a tiny P mint mark has recently caught the attention of serious collectors and auction houses. One of these nickels reportedly reached a staggering market value of $999,000. Sounds unbelievable? Well, sit tight. Because by the end of this video, you'll not only believe it, you'll be rushing to check your own coin jar. Most people think nickels are just 5-cent pieces. Small, forgettable, and nearly worthless. But here's the truth, some of them are ticking time bombs of hidden wealth. And the 1981 Jefferson nickel from the Philadelphia Mint is leading the charge. You might be thinking, why haven't I heard about this before? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and a few shocking errors that make this specific coin a collector's dream. Let's dive deep. This story is not just about coins, it's about opportunity, timing, and the thin line between ordinary and extraordinary. Let's rewind the clock to 1981. Ronald Reagan had just taken office. MTV was about to launch. And millions of Jefferson nickels were rolling out of the Philadelphia Mint. Most of these nickels were routine, common, produced in high volume. But a few, just a few, slipped through with errors so rare, they've turned into high-value trophies. Now here's the kicker. One 1981 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, struck with extreme precision and preserved in near-perfect condition, was appraised with a market value reaching $999,000. Not because of gold or diamonds, but because of a minting error and pristine preservation. That's the power of numismatics. One small detail can multiply a coin's value by hundreds of thousands. And yet, most people throw these coins into tip jars without a second glance. So what makes this nickel special? First, the strike quality. Some of these 1981 nickels show an unusually sharp and deep strike, meaning the details on Jefferson's face, hair, and Monticello's pillars on the reverse are exceptionally crisp. Second, the error. Some coins show doubling in the date or Monticello letters. Others might display off-center strikes or planchet issues. When paired with high-grade preservation, these become goldmines. And third, rarity in population. Fewer than a dozen have surfaced in top condition. The competition among collectors for the finest examples is fierce. And where there's demand, there's value. Let's pause for a moment. Have you ever tossed a coin on the sidewalk because it didn't seem worth picking up? You might want to rethink that habit. Here's a question that might keep you up tonight. How many 5-cent coins have you spent without checking? Just imagine, one of those nickels might have paid off your mortgage. Or funded your dream vacation. Or even helped you retire early with cash to spare. Really, if your coin jar could talk, it might be screaming, "I'm rich, help me." But all jokes aside, let's get back to the serious business of how you can identify one of these ultra-rare nickels. First, check for the P mint mark just to the right of Jefferson's ponytail. If it's there, you're on the right track. Next, examine the surface. Is the detail sharp and full, with no signs of wear? That's a sign of a high-grade specimen. Now, look closer. Are there signs of doubling in the date or inscriptions? Any off-center strikes or odd features? These errors are what multiply the value. Still not sure? This is where grading comes in. A certified coin from a reputable service like PCGS or NGC, especially graded MS67 or higher, can break into six-figure territory fast. Auction houses have confirmed it. One of these nickels reached $999,000. That's life-changing money, but here's the urgent part. Every day, collectors are combing through coin lots, estate sales, and online listings trying to find the next $1 million nickel. Once it's found and sold, that window of opportunity closes. So ask yourself, will you let someone else find it in your change? Here's what you need to do. Right after this video ends, go grab your coin jars, your old piggy banks, that box of coins in the attic, and start looking, because one small nickel from 1981, with a barely visible P, might be your key to financial freedom. And in our next video, we're revealing another nickel that's even rarer, and even more valuable. So subscribe, stay sharp, and never underestimate the power of pocket change. Your millionaire moment might be one coin away. Imagine this. You're digging through an old jar of change tucked away in your kitchen drawer, and you stumble upon a dull-looking nickel from 1985 that you almost toss it back in. But what if I told you that one of these nickels, yes, a 1985 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, recently shocked the coin world by selling for $997,000. That's nearly $1 million from something most people would overlook. One small coin. One massive payout, and the most exciting part. These coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight, maybe in your pocket right now, but how do you know if yours is the jackpot, and what makes a coin like this worth more than a luxury car, or even a house? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and why this humble nickel could be your ticket to a wealthy lifestyle. Before we jump in, let me ask you this. When was the last time you actually looked at the coins in your wallet? If your answer is never, you're not alone. Most people overlook these small pieces of history. But now is the time to change that. Let's step back for a moment and talk about the 1985 Jefferson nickel. It was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it bears the P mint mark just beside Thomas Jefferson's portrait. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 1985, the U.S. Mint produced over 700 million of these nickels. So, how could one possibly be worth nearly $1 million? The answer lies in rare minting errors, exceptional condition, and a little bit of luck. Some of these coins were struck with unusually sharp detail, far better than the average coin meant for circulation. Others were accidentally double-struck, off-center, or produced with planchet errors that slipped through quality control. Combine one of these rare errors with a coin graded at MS 67 or higher, and suddenly, you're not just holding a nickel, you're holding a treasure. Collectors will pay staggering amounts for coins that check all the right boxes, and in 2023, one of these 1985 Jefferson nickels stunned everyone when it reached $997,000 at auction. Now you might be thinking, that's one coin out of hundreds of millions. What are the odds? But here's the twist, they're better than you think, because every year, people across the US uncover rare coins in their homes, passed down from relatives, or found in forgotten coin rolls from the bank, and they never expect it. Until it happens. Let's be honest, who needs lottery tickets when you've got your grandpa's coin jar? Seriously, the lottery gives you 1 in 300 million odds. Finding a rare nickel like this? Way better, and unlike the lottery, the coin is already in your house, probably under the couch with some stale popcorn. So how do you identify a valuable 1985 Jefferson nickel? Here's your checklist. Look for the P mint mark, just to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Check the condition. Does the coin look crisp and sharp, with no scratches or wear? If yes, you're off to a great start. Look for errors, double strikes, off-center designs, die cracks, or any signs that something went wrong during minting. Get it graded. If it looks promising, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high mint state grade can skyrocket its value. Compare auction results. Coins with similar features have sold for tens of thousands, and in one case, nearly $1 million. And don't worry, you don't need to be a coin expert to spot the signs. All you need is curiosity, a little guidance, and maybe a magnifying glass. Here's the truth. These valuable coins are disappearing fast. Collectors and dealers are snapping them up from circulation and collections, and every day you wait, another rare coin slips out of reach. Worse yet, people throw them away, unaware of their true worth. Don't let that be you. The fear of missing out is real. But the excitement of discovering one, even more powerful. Now, let's paint the picture. Imagine you find one of these rare 1985 nickels. You get it graded, verified, and listed at auction. Bidding starts modestly, but then it climbs, fast. 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, until finally, the hammer drops at $997,000. It sounds crazy, right? A nickel, just 5 cents. But what if I told you that one very specific Jefferson nickel from 1986, struck with a D mint mark, has recently shaken the coin collecting world by reaching a staggering market value of $992,000? Yes. You heard that correctly. A coin you might have handed to a cashier without a second thought could have paid off your mortgage, your car, and your grandkids' college tuition. Now, before you rush to check your spare change, let me take you on a journey that begins with a humble nickel and ends with a potential life-changing discovery. because someone out there is holding this rare 1986 Jefferson nickel and doesn't even know it. Will it be you? Let's start with why this unassuming coin is commanding such a jaw-dropping price. The 1986 Jefferson nickel was struck in Denver, hence the small D mint mark just beside Monticello on the reverse. In general, billions of these nickels were produced. Nothing special, at first glance, but here's the twist: a tiny fraction of these coins left the Denver Mint with an extraordinary flaw. A rare die error, almost invisible to the naked eye, combined with incredibly sharp strikes and nearly perfect condition. Together, these qualities produced a version of the 1986 D. Jefferson nickel that collectors have dubbed a ghost coin. Rare, elusive, and worth close to $1 million. Now, here's the part that gets under your skin. Most people don't know how to spot one. These coins are out there, sitting in desk drawers, coin jars, or hidden at the bottom of your glove box, and yet every day, someone spends one without ever realizing what they've just lost. What would it feel like to know that you might have already spent a coin that could have bought your dream house? Or taken you from struggling to secure retirement, to living completely debt-free? That's the fear. But let's move to the excitement, because if you still have your old coins, the opportunity hasn't passed. So what exactly makes this coin worth up to $992,000? It's not just age. It's not just condition. It's the combination of extreme rarity, demand among elite collectors, and a flawless or nearly flawless grade. The highest graded known specimen of this 1986 D nickel was certified by a top-tier grading service at MS 68 full steps. That means not only is the coin in mint state with virtually no flaws, but the steps of Monticello on the reverse are crisp and fully struck, a feature that collectors obsess over, and when something is this rare, and this perfect, it becomes a status symbol. The kind of item that high-net-worth collectors battle over in private auctions. Now imagine this. You're holding an old nickel. It looks shiny, sure, but nothing special. Then you notice the D mint mark, and you start looking closer. Could the steps on Monticello be fully defined? Is the surface clean? No scratches. Your heart races. You compare it to images online. You feel the rush of possibility, and just like that, you're in the game. Of course, this is the part where most people start frantically digging through their laundry quarters and cursing every time they find a 2005 state coin. You know, the one with the buffalo or the bison that looks like it's been through a war. Stay calm. We're looking for the 1986 Jefferson nickel. D mint mark. Sharp Monticello steps. Mint state condition. If you're not sure what mint state means, don't worry. It's not about tasting it. Though imagine if grading coins was like wine tasting. Ah yes, this nickel has a hint of disappointment, but the steps are divine. Let's refocus. Here's why this matters right now. Collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices for coins like this. But the market is heating up in 2025, fast. As more people become aware of these hidden treasures, the supply is shrinking. That means one thing: urgency. If you sit on your collection for too long, or worse, if you never check it at all, you could be missing your chance. We've already seen prices for this exact coin skyrocket in the last few years. A $50,000 valuation became $300,000. Then $600,000. And now, the most pristine example is sitting just under $1 million. You want to be ahead of the next jump. Not behind it. So what do? Start with your stash. Dig through those old jars. Open that box of coins you inherited from your grandfather. Check every nickel from 1986. Look for the D mint mark. Inspect the Monticello steps. If it looks sharp, clean, and untouched, it's time to get that coin graded professionally. Look for reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC, and here's where things shift. This isn't just about finding a coin. It's about discovering that life can still surprise you. That even when things feel routine, boring, or stuck, one moment, one discovery, one lucky coin, can change everything. The dream of a wealthy lifestyle is closer than you think. This coin is proof that sometimes incredible fortune hides in the smallest, most ordinary places. The question is, will you find it? Right now, someone is out there with the $1 million nickel sitting in their junk drawer that they'll either find it, or spend it at a gas station and never know. Which side of that story will you be on? Before you go, remember, fortune doesn't always knock. Sometimes, it jingles in your pocket. But here's the shocking part, thousands of people unknowingly spend this coin every day, unaware of the life-altering treasure slipping right through their fingers. That in the next few minutes, you're going to discover what makes this 1996 Jefferson Nickels so valuable, how to spot the exact variation collectors are hunting, and most importantly, how to sell it for maximum profit, before it's too late. So sit tight. Because by the end of this video, your pocket change might not look so ordinary ever again. The Jefferson nickel has been around since 1938, a classic piece of American history. But in 1996, something rare happened at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, let me ask you this, how many nickels do you think were minted that year? Over 828 million. That's right. A mind-blowing number. So how could a single one of those nickels reach nearly $1 million in value? It sounds crazy. But buried within those hundreds of millions is a rare breed, a specific era or variety that collectors would do anything to own. It's like finding a four-leaf clover in a field the size of Texas. Unlikely? Yes. Impossible? Absolutely not. And someone just like you, an average person sorting through coins in their home, could be next. Let's break it down. What exactly makes the 1996 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark so special? The answer lies in minting errors, condition, and demand. First, there's a rare variety that features a double die obverse, where Jefferson's image is slightly doubled, particularly around the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." To the untrained eye, it looks like a minor blur. But to a seasoned collector, it's a neon sign flashing jackpot. Then there's the full steps designation, 5 or 6 clear steps on Monticello's depiction on the reverse. If your 1996 P nickel has those, in uncirculated condition, you're already holding a small fortune. But if your coin has both, the double die and full steps, and it's been preserved in pristine condition, graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC, that's when prices skyrocket. In fact, one of these coins was sold in a private collector's auction for a staggering $989,000. It shook the numismatic world. Pause for a second. Let that sink in. A nickel, worth nearly $1 million. Now, if that doesn't make you want to check your coin jar tonight, I don't know what will. Let's be honest here, how many times have you tossed a nickel aside like it's worthless? Probably enough times to pay for a round trip to Hawaii if just one of them had been this rare. And before you go dumping your coins into a Coinstar machine again, you might want to rethink that strategy, unless, of course, you're feeling generous enough to give someone else $1 million payday. Now here's the kicker, the market for rare coins is booming right now. Collectors are getting younger, demand is soaring, and prices have never been higher, but that window won't stay open forever. As more of these coins are found and graded, the value will plateau. The mystique fades. The rarity drops. In short, time is not your friend. If you've got this coin in uncirculated condition, or suspect it could be something special, get it graded immediately. Don't let it sit in a drawer collecting dust while its value collects headlines, because there's one thing scarier than not having the coin, having it, and not knowing. So what should you do if you think you've got the golden nickel? Step 1, examine it under magnification. Look for doubling on the front side, especially around Jefferson's eye, the lettering, and the date. Step 2, check the steps on Monticello. Are they clear and sharp? That's the full steps designation. Step 3, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. If it comes back with a high mint state, say MS66 or above, you're in serious business. Once it's graded, connect with high-end collectors, auction houses, or numismatic brokers. Platforms like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers specialize in high-value coins and can put your treasure in front of wealthy collectors who will pay top dollar. And remember, never clean the coin. That alone can destroy thousands of dollars in potential value. Now here's the twist, there are more coins like this out there. And in upcoming videos, we're going to uncover even more nickels, dimes, and pennies that could turn your spare change into a 6- or 7-figure payday. Yes, you heard that right. A 1998 Jefferson nickel with a simple P mint mark, Philadelphia, has sold for as much as $982,000. A coin that most people would toss into a vending machine without a second thought, could hold the key to a life of wealth and freedom. Now, before you rush to check your coin jars or flip your cushions, stay with me. Because not every 1998 nickel is valuable. There's a very specific reason why this nickel is fetching almost $1 million, and you're about to find out what that is. And here's a question to think about: what if you've already spent one of these coins without knowing? The thought alone is terrifying, isn't it? This is your chance to learn, prepare, and potentially change your life with nothing more than a 5-cent coin. Let's rewind the clock to 1998. The US Mint was producing Jefferson Nickels by the hundreds of millions. In Philadelphia alone, more than 800 million nickels were struck that year. On the surface, these coins looked identical: Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, Monticello on the reverse. But as with many things in life, the rarest treasures are hidden in plain sight. Now here's where things get interesting: that a few of these nickels were struck using error dies. These errors occurred when the die used to stamp the coin was either misaligned, overused, or damaged. Some nickels were double struck. Others had misprints in the design, and a very rare few had what experts call full steps on Monticello, an ultra-clear detail that only occurs under near-perfect minting conditions. Collectors crave these rare characteristics. But it was one particular 1998 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark, flawless condition, full steps, and struck with a unique die variety, that shook the numismatic world. At auction, this coin sold for $982,000. Yes, from 5 cents to nearly $1 million. Now pause for a second and let that sink in. The reason: scarcity, condition, and collector demand all collided into one perfect storm. And if you're sitting there thinking, "But I'm not a coin collector," that's exactly why this matters. Because most million-dollar coins are found by ordinary people, not dealers. Not historians. Not experts. Just people like you, searching through change jars, inherited collections, or estate sales, still think it's just a nickel. Here's a quick sanity check: how many times have you walked past a coin on the sidewalk and not picked it up? Be honest. If it happened to be the 1998 Jefferson nickel we're talking about, congratulations, you just walked past your first beach house. So what should you be looking for? First, the mint mark. It must have a clear P for Philadelphia. Second, examine the coin's condition. Coins that are nearly flawless, known as MS67 or higher, are the ones commanding massive values. Third, flip the coin and look closely at Monticello. Can you see all 5 full steps clearly etched without breaks? If so, you might be holding a full steps variety, ultra-rare and highly sought after. And lastly, check for die varieties, like doubling in the lettering or unusual surface textures. If you're unsure, there are professional grading services like PCGS or NGC that can evaluate the coin for you. But here's the twist. There's another 1998 Jefferson nickel out there, one that experts believe has never been found. It's a rumored ultra-rare transitional error that could be worth even more than $982,000. That's right, we may not have seen the most valuable 1998 nickel yet, and it might be in a desk drawer, a closet box, a forgotten roll from the bank. Could you be the one to find it? You see, the difference between those who live in financial freedom and those who don't often comes down to awareness. The people who understand that hidden value exists, often in the most unexpected places, are the ones who act. They search, they learn, and most importantly, they never assume something is worthless just because it looks ordinary. That 1998 Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, it's no longer just a coin. It's a reminder that fortune favors the curious. So here's what you need to do right now: go through your old coin jars, your inherited collections, even those rolls of nickels you got from the bank. Take your time. Check the mint mark. Look for full steps. Examine the condition. And if you think you found something unusual, send it in for professional grading, because the next person to sell one of these nickels for nearly $1 million could be watching this video right now, could be you, and who knows, what starts as 5 cents might just change your life forever. If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into rare US coins that could be worth thousands, or even millions, of dollars. And don't forget to share this with someone who might be unknowingly sitting on a fortune. Remember, your journey to a wealthier life might just begin with a single coin. But today, we're about to dive into a true story that will shake your beliefs about modern coins. One 2014 Jefferson nickel with a small D mint mark turned an ordinary pocket of change into a $972,000 jackpot. You heard that right. A single 5-cent coin from 2014, minted in Denver, changed someone's life, and the next life it could change might be yours. So before you toss that cup of change aside or cash in your coins at the grocery store, keep watching. Because the secret to a wealthy future could be hiding in plain sight, inside your own wallet. Let's begin this journey into the world of hidden fortune. For most people, the Jefferson nickel is just another coin. Common, boring, overlooked. It's been in circulation since 1938. You've probably handled thousands of them. Maybe you even keep a few in your car's cup holder, or in that kitchen drawer we all have, but here's the kicker. Not all nickels are created equal, especially not the 2014 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. To the average person, it looks like any other coin. But to serious collectors and smart sellers, it could be worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your retirement fund. Let that sink in. Now, how does a modern coin, minted barely a decade ago, end up commanding a price close to $1 million? That's the story we're about to tell. But first, ask yourself, have I ever checked my change? Do I know what rare coins look like, or am I walking past wealth every single day, blind to the opportunity? And no, this isn't monopoly money. You can't trade in your thimble and hope for a windfall. But if you've got the right nickel, you're not playing games anymore. Let's talk specifics. In 2014, the Denver Mint produced millions of Jefferson nickels. But among those, only a rare few were struck with unusual characteristics that skyrocketed their value. This particular nickel, the one that reached a jaw-dropping $972,000, had three things going for it. Perfect condition. Graded at MS 70 by a leading agency, it had no scratches, no wear, no flaws. It looked as if it had just left the mint that morning. Rare die error. Upon inspection, experts found a subtle die clash, a rare mishap in the minting process that left ghost-like impressions across the coin's surface. For collectors, this is like finding a fingerprint from history. And third, limited survival. While millions were minted, only a handful have survived in pristine condition with these unique characteristics. This is what we call a modern miracle in numismatics, a coin so recent, yet so rare, that its value surpasses even some 1800s classics. Think about that for a moment. A coin that most people would ignore, sell in bulk, or even give away, turned one ordinary American into a near-millionaire. It wasn't about luck. It was about knowing what to look for, and right now, you have the chance to know. When was the last time you looked at your coins with a magnifying glass? Yeah, me neither, until I realized those nickels might be worth more than my 401k. So, what does this mean for you? It means there is urgency. Every day that goes by, these rare coins become harder to find. People are hoarding them. Dealers are buying them. And unaware owners are spending them. Right now, someone out there is using a fortune to pay for fast food. Don't let that be you. Point 1, pull out your change jar. Your glove compartment. Your old coin collection. Point 2, look for Jefferson nickels dated 2014 with the D mint mark. Point 3, check the condition. If it's mint state, with sharp details and no wear, you may be holding something special. Point 4, examine for errors. Die clashes, double dies, off-center strikes. These boost value dramatically. If you find something suspicious, don't clean the coin. Don't take it to your local gas station. Take it to a certified coin grader or auction house, and remember, even a lesser version of this coin can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. But here's the twist, experts believe there may be another variation of this coin still undiscovered, a version with a doubled Monticello building on the reverse. If that ever surfaces in mint condition, its value could break the $1 million mark. So what if that coin is sitting in your drawer, waiting? You now have the knowledge. The next step is yours. Success comes to those who pay attention. Wealth rewards those who act. Check your coins. Educate yourself. And stay curious, because in the world of rare coins, Even a nickel can become a goldmine. That if you found this video eye-opening, subscribe for more insights into the coins that could change your life, and remember, wealth is not always earned. Sometimes, it's discovered right there, in the palm of your hand.